Alright, before I start this video, I just want to say these are 5 things I'm just like kind of nitpicking on. I absolutely love this car. Like I love it in its entirety, but if I could go back and kind of change some things, these were the 5 things that I would change. Not to sound like a spoiled brat or anything, but yeah, here it is. Numero uno has to be the alarm system. So right now we have the car unlocked with the windows down, both of them down, but if I go to lock the car, alright, and give it say like 5-10 minutes, I actually put a timer on for you guys, this thing will start alarming. There is a button to disable the alarm system, but if you forget to press that, and yeah, there you go. See, that wasn't even 5 minutes. It instantly starts alarming, which is really stupid. Last time I left it at a car meet because I had stuff in the trunk, you know, I had my camera gear and I wanted to leave the windows down so that people can see and enjoy the car, but I completely forgot to switch that button off and the car just started alarming. It completely scared like kind of everyone around it. I felt so bad because there was some people who were like really into the car and really like checking it out, but then, you know, since it alarmed, kind of scared them away. Okay, number 2 on this list has to be the footroom that you get in the front. I'm not talking about like how spacious it is. I mean, you can always move the chair back if you need more leg room. I'm specifically talking about the foot. So right now I'm wearing a size 10 shoe and you can already see that my heel is all the way at the bottom and the top of my foot is already almost hitting the top wall right here. So if you have anything bigger than like a size 10 shoe, you're gonna have some issues right here, especially when you're trying to move to the brake from the gas. If this is how you drive, if you drive with your heel all the way up to the gas pedal. In order to work around this, basically what I do is like I kind of drive in this position. I don't drive with my heel all the way up to the gas pedal. I'm pretty sure that some of you guys don't either, but it's just super inconvenient, especially like if you have like a larger foot, you know, just to move back from the gas pedal and to the brake pedal. I can see where in some scenarios this is a huge problem, especially if you need to go for the brake like really quick and you can't move your foot there because the top wall is getting in the way. Okay, honestly, the infotainment system isn't that bad if you're just doing basic things like doing the radio, going to the auxiliary cable and stuff like that, but the problem lies is when you start messing around with it. So right here, put the key in the ignition, turn on the radio. Right here, we'll just turn on the engine. There we go. You have your Maserati logo there. There is a ton of Maserati logos too. There's one right here, there's one right there. There's one on each of the seats. There's also one here that shows up on the infotainment system. So right now we have it in the auxiliary mode. If you guys can see that. This is the main screen that you get where it shows your distance, your miles per gallon, and your average miles per hour in this specific trip. I'm not sure why these just reset right now. Another part of the infotainment system are these buttons right here behind the steering wheel. So right there, if you guys can see that, it's pretty crazy because there's one right here and there's another set of buttons right here. You would think at least one set of these buttons would change or would control this center screen right here, but no. Both of these buttons do exactly the same thing on both sides, and all they do is go through the different menus right here. They go through the different trips, which is I think it's pretty stupid, because why would you even want to go through this information while you're driving when you can just use the little dial? I mean, if anything, if you didn't want to move your hands off the steering wheel, I would definitely use these buttons to change like the different radio stations, but it doesn't do that. So let's go to source, so it changes to the radio. So right now it's in radio mode, as you can hear the radio, and it's still it's still going through the different menu, the different trips, I mean. And then see here, I can change channels here, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the only time you can use the buttons right here to change this. But then the moment this little window disappears, you won't be able to control that anymore. It just doesn't make sense to me why anyone would want to sort through these menus at all, like while they're driving, I suppose. I mean, it doesn't seem like that important. If anything, it would be the radio. The radio is something that you constantly change, especially while you're driving. So, oh yeah, and to control the center screen, you have to press this little button right here called mode. So, and it'll tell you like the different trips, tire pressure, whether these seats, the heating in these seats are activated or not. And that's pretty much it. So number 4 on the list is the body. This thing looks absolutely incredible and I love every part about it, but I have to show you guys this. When we start looking into the tires, they just kind of get lost into the fenders. The fenders flare out so much with the tires and the rims not flaring out enough. It just kind of, I don't know, from afar, when you don't notice that, it looks completely fine. But I do wish that these wheels did stick out more, giving it like kind of a more aggressive and wider stance. What I plan to do in the future to fix that is add spacers, but still, I'm not too sure why Maserati decide to make this body so wide in the back, because this thing is, it's pretty wide. Look at that. And it has like a nice aggressive stance, but it just doesn't look good how there's a fair amount of tire gap right here and that the rims aren't sticking out enough to give it that nice aggressive look. And it's the same thing with the front too. I mean, these fenders right here, how they go up like that, they look so aggressive. It looks so awesome. There's just a ridiculous amount of tire gap. You can fist it pretty much. And literally from the rim to the fender, can whole fit my hand right there. Number 5, last one, is just the doors. The doors are freaking ridiculously large. When you try to open them and try to get out of the car, especially like in a tight parking space, you kind of have to like really squeeze yourself through just to even get out. I mean, these things open so wide that it kind of creates a problem, especially for people who are bigger. When you're in the tight parking space, you're gonna have a rough time. I mean, even I have a rough time trying to get out of this thing when someone parks like pretty close to me, like at a decent distance too. Like for me to get out comfortably, I have to open the door all the way, and just check this out. Like, look how wide this thing. Holy crap, that thing opens so wide. For this car, in order to just kind of like squeeze in here, so this is the first pivot point where it kind of stops. There's not a lot of room, so you kind of have to go sideways. And then what I do to get in, I put my right foot first and I stretch all the way. I stretch as far as I can, and then I put my butt down, and then I bring my left leg in, and yeah, that's it. But then to get out, I twist my whole body kind of like to the left, like that, and I hold on to the door with like my right hand or my left hand just to make sure it doesn't bump into the other car, and I pull it kind of towards me, and I use that to lift myself while putting my elbow onto the chair. It's kind of a process. Oh my god. Okay, but this car right here, this rental Hyundai that we have, so when we open it, that is the first, whoops, that is the first pivot point, right? There's more than enough room to get in, but I don't even have to stretch. I can just walk all the way in like that easily. And then just to get out, hold on to the steering wheel, pull myself towards it, left foot, then that's it. I'm out. Very, very easy, man. Very easy. Too, that this door is 58 inches long, the longest length on it. And then on this Hyundai, what is this, a Sonata? Yeah, Sonata. The door is 45 inches. Oh my god. It's a whole foot, almost a whole, more than a foot difference. I left out this one on purpose. There's a bonus thing I hate about this car. I don't really hate it too much, but it is the transmission. I mean, for a $150,000 car, when brand new, you expect this thing to be one of the fastest shifting things in the world. In the Porsche GT3, approximately around the same price range, has like the best transmission like ever, and it's super like track focused, while this thing at 150 grand has like a slow transmission in automatic mode at least. But I leave this thing in manual mode, so I'm completely fine with it. It does give you a slight kick every time like you shift gears, which I think is a great feeling. It makes you feel like you're going a little bit faster than you are. But yeah, that I left out on purpose because we're gonna go more into it when I do the official review of this car. And I think the next video we're gonna talk about possible upgrades for this car, because man, after some recommendations from you guys, there's definitely things I want to do to this car. They are a bit expensive though, so we'll see. Definitely down the line we're gonna do those things. But anyways, thank you guys for watching this episode. I'm Richie Pico, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.